Hello and welcome back to RimWorld. Last time, well, officially I believe the Rambonian monarchy has ended, given that now our great and fearless leader is Gabe, the autocrat, who is totally probably going to rule this colony with an iron fist, I think? I mean, he is a psychopath. Okay, he's definitely going to run it with an iron fist because he is kind of crazy. Although I think that's true about like half the people in this colony. I think we've managed to keep... Oh, no, okay. I thought we had more psychopaths. Apparently not. Anyway, the monarchy is over. We are now an autocracy, which is... I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a thing. We also got Miss Aiden, I don't even know how to say her name, but we got her into the colony by saving her because, that was kind of a thing that needed to be done. And hopefully... she will be quite a useful member of the colony, and with any hope also, she won't immediately die. Because that's kind of what's happened to most of the people who have done any work in this colony so far, is they just show up and then immediately die, which is kind of unfortunate, because I do kind of like the people we have in our colony. We kind of need them to continue to progress beyond... Well, I mean, this is just kind of like it's not even an outpost at this point, is it? It's just a bunch of shacks with a wall, which I mean is legit, but at the same time, we could do a lot better than just like a shack with some walls around it. Okay, so Cherie just made some tribal wear that we're gonna get Aiden to actually put on, so she's no longer completely in the nude, because I feel like that'd be kind of useful. She's not happy about that. There you go. See, that tribal wear is perfect. She's so happy now. Everybody's happy, and if anyone isn't happy, terrible things are going to happen to them because I'm not having any of that. Okay, I think at this point we'll also get Magar. Do not research rest until healed, you fool. Jeez. It's like she wants to die. Anyway, Magar is going to get on researching so that hopefully we can get to... Why are we researching hydroponics? I don't even know. We need to do microelectric basics, because that is way more important, because that'll get us to geothermal power, which is going to give us an actually reliable source of energy, which I don't know if you can notice from the frequent and numerous blackouts. We do not really have the most reliable source of energy right now. It's just a small thing. If we can get just the one geothermal vent that is... very nicely right in our colony, basically we won't need any of these things anymore. And that's really for the best, because these take up a lot of resources, and quite frankly need batteries, which are kind of what I would describe as incredibly dangerous things to have in existence, because they tend to blow up, which is not that great. I don't like things that blow up on us. Gabe, how you doing? Can you not repair that wall and instead potentially move those components? And maybe if you don't mind, like, I don't know, build this? Just a small thing, I would like to have that wall finished. I think we might need some more resources, so we're going to tear down that wall as much as we can and see if we can't actually get this extension to the storage area finished. That'd be nice. That'd be quite brilliant. I mean, that's basically all that we need to do right now. At some point, these guys need to get butchered because, that's a lot of food, just saying. It is a very significant quantity of food. What kind of work do we have? Is anyone doing cooking? Looks like Cherie is going to be doing cooking, which is pretty good. I mean, I prefer that she butcher instead of try to cook stuff. So maybe if we just suspend that bill for a second... Yeah, she's going to go out and butcher the muffalo, which is going to be a lot better, because we want that meat into the colony as soon as possible. And then to process that meat afterwards. What are you making, Aiden? Oh, yeah, we've got bills for like 100 parkas. I forgot about that. That is a thing. Nice, okay, so we've got currently a couple hundred food, probably. A local raccoon has gone mad. I mean, I'm terrified. I'm freaking out right now. Aiden! Kill the raccoon! This is your rite of passage right now. Melee attack it until it is dead. If you can't kick a raccoon to death, you don't deserve to be part of our colony. Just saying. I'm pretty sure raccoon kicking is like a basic level of existence that as soon as you learn to kick a raccoon, you can finally be considered, at the very least, a peasant. Prior to that, you're just like, I don't know, on the same level as a sea slug. Because, I mean, who can't kill a raccoon in one swift punch? Actually, I don't even know if I can kill a raccoon in one swift punch. I'm pretty sure I could if I, like, connected good on the face and just got a good, like, kind of like round punch. Got some good momentum on that. Like, snapped the neck back and, like, broke it. The raccoon would just be done for in one hit. But, I mean, I don't really go into, like, fist fights with raccoons very often because, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like a very productive thing to do most of the time. Oh, really? An eclipse? Oh, shut up. I really liked having power for those few seconds we had it. Gabe, go fuel the generator if you could possibly do that. Hen? Our hen is being killed by a timber wolf. I, oddly enough, don't actually care all that much, so, the hen is now dead. However, if you would mind killing the timber wolf, Gabe, I would have no problem with that. If you get killed by the timber wolf, though, I will not be happy. Because that would be the second leader of the colony that was killed by a timber wolf. There we go. We have avenged the death of our single chicken, which I appreciate because, you know, that chicken was a member of the colony. I don't know if it was an important member of the colony or a member of the colony that anyone at all cared about, but it was definitely a member of the colony, and that is slightly important in some way at least. Okay, looks like we butchered all the muffalo. Ooh, an escape pod. Hello, Squirrel. Your name is legitimately Squirrel. Okay, fine. Fine, whatever you say. Apparently he's a student engineer and an engineered pilot. Nice. By this time people were what is it? After his province was besieged by one of its neighbors, Squirrel volunteered for a genetic modification program that created pilots for the very fighter craft that he had helped develop. The modifications allowed him to pilot the ship, but also made him less able to focus on people around him. By this time, people were calling him Squirrel. Huh. There you go. So does he have, like, genetic implants or something? Because that sounds like he should have genetic implants. I don't even know. We're going to save him regardless. Aiden, could you go capture Squirrel? Please, if at all possible. Put him in the luxury cell because that would be ideal. Oh, thank you. Hey. Oh, right. No, I remember this hole in the wall. That's right. Oh, that got broken by the last raid and I forgot to ever fix it. Jeez. That's kind of an important thing for the colony. At this point, we could have been attacked by a bunch of wargs and immediately killed. Magar, you're going to need to work on the construction of that wall because, quite frankly, it is a serious security risk if that is open. Whew. That alone has protected us from, like, I don't know, stray rhinoceros attacks, various attacks by wargs, or even raccoons. I feel like a large group of raccoons could pretty easily kill us in this game. I mean, animals are like the most dangerous thing that you've ever seen, so there's kind of a thing. Who put food in the door? Don't put food in the door. That's ridiculous. Now, if you could cook that up, Cherie, that'd be great. I mean, I actually don't think that she can because the stove's not actually on. These things need to spool up because right now we are not producing enough power. And Magar is simply not working fast enough to actually get things done. I think that might be because it's a bit too cold in there, although I say that. It is 22 degrees Celsius, so she should be perfectly fine in there. Let's see. Okay, so Squirrel appears to be capable of walking again. He's been treated. He's going to be brought into the colony as a new member with his great skills of being a careful shooter, an optimist, and being downright disgustingly ugly, which is just terrible. But I mean, he's got really good shooting. medicine, growing, research, crafting. He's actually pretty good all around. So, I mean, that definitely makes up for him being a disgustingly ugly human being. So, you know, that is a thing. Okay, and he should be pretty easy to bring into the colony. Yeah, just 33%. That was the same as Gabe. Now, admittedly, Gabe took about 7,000 years to bring into the colony, but, you know. Ooh, a group of travelers. Wow, that is a significant group of travelers. How you doing, guys? Feeling okay? Don't get killed. Squint, what are you doing? Oh, he's frail and has a bad back. I see. Magar, can you haul? No, she can't haul. She doesn't do hauling. Oh, now it's night. I wanted to haul that incendiary launcher in. I mean, we're never going to use it because, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but incendiary launchers are incredibly dangerous things to try to use. I was really ideally just going to bring it in and sell it at some point, which is a pretty solid move, it has to be said. Well, okay. So the colony is continuing. As soon as Squirrel gets in, he's going to be given one of these rifles because, you know, he needs something. Are they bolt action? Do those look like bolt action rifles to you? They kind of do. They look, it's kind of between looking like an M1 Garand and some sort of like, I don't know, Springfield bolt action. I don't really want my colonists using bolt action rifles, quite frankly. That sounds bad. I mean, this is an era where we're going to different planets. You should not be using a bolt action rifle. It just kind of doesn't sound like a good idea. Is this alpaca wool just going to sit here forever? Apparently not. Eventually it will deteriorate. We kind of need to train our dog to do some form of, you know, hauling stuff. Is anyone doing animal work? Where is that? Handle. It doesn't really appear that anyone's doing handling work. Let's get Aiden on that. Aiden, good luck. I don't know if you're good with animals. You're really not. You're going to try to tame a timber wolf. And by tame, I mean teach a timber wolf. Ooh, we got a hare. I'll accept that into the colony. I mean, it's probably going to get eaten by this wolf. But, you know, you got to go with it. If a hare wants to join your colony and get eaten by a wolf, you know, the hare can do that. Hares have to be left to do what hares want to do. Yeah, immediately Hare 1 is being attacked by a timber wolf, and now, also immediately, it is dead. I told you that would happen. But, unfortunately, nature has to take its course. And when you're faced with the choice between saving your hare friend and allowing nature to go full circle, the circle of life, you really just have to allow nature to do what it needs to do, which includes tearing limb from limb a small, adorable rabbit. And then us immediately, okay, we're not butchering it, okay. I thought that was the rabbit and we were gonna just like cut it to pieces, but apparently not. I think the rabbit was completely and fully eaten by the wolf. Just saying, although, oh, the rabbit did do some damage to it. That is unexpected. I would have really thought that the wolf could get away without any damage. Oh my word. Can we just take a moment to just appreciate the quantity of leather in this room? Like, this is literally, there's no longer a wooden floor in that room. It is just like a leather-lined floor, which is beautiful. Just absolutely gorgeous, except that I don't want that to be a thing because it's terrible. It's, quite frankly, maybe the worst. Oh, look. I guess we've harvested the first of our plants. Oh, I really want Magar to be able to haul things because Cherie and Aiden are doing some good work. And I don't want to have them, like, stop doing that work just to, like, haul some rice. But we do need to haul the rice because we can't leave it outside or else, quite frankly, it's all going to go bad. And then that'll be the end of our colony because we'll run out of food. The apocalypse will come upon us as we have no more rice to cook or, you know, eat or anything. That'd be bad. Generally, when you have a choice between the apocalypse and not the apocalypse, you should always choose not the apocalypse. Unless, of course, you're one of those people who is really, really excited for the apocalypse, whereas then I guess, sure, you can choose the destruction of civilization and everyone. That's fine. Oh, Squirrel, how are you feeling? What's your problem? Awful prison cell? Don't tell me that prison cell is awful. Dude, you should be happy to have a prison cell that nice. I mean, you should see the one to the left. It's just a steel cage with a bed and a table. I mean, even that one's pretty nice because you at least get a table. Squirrel is the hardest to please person I've ever seen. I mean, that is a perfectly acceptable room. Ugh. Are you quite done talking to him? No, he still doesn't want to be part of the colony. Magar, before you go back to oh, that's a hauling job? I see. Cherie, before you go back to making food, could you please haul some fuel over to that? Because we kind of need that generator filled with as much fuel as we can get. So that maybe we don't run out of power. No, that generator is the worst thing. I thought it would get us a significantly larger quantity of power, but apparently it's completely and totally worthless on a level that is, as of yet, not understood by society. Society tried to understand it, but failed terribly. Like, Gabe has been interrogating the generator for the past few hours. Of course, since it is a generator and generators don't talk, he hasn't figured out much. But he has, in the very least, figured out that it is a pretty disgusting entity. And I mean, you gotta start somewhere, right? Gotta start somewhere. Oh, okay. Well, that is yet another night in the colony. So far, I don't feel like much has happened this episode. I mean, we've mostly just, like, maintained the colony, gotten enough food to not die in the next, like, couple days. We've gotten Squirrel, who is certainly an important person, and is gonna be a key part of the colony, no doubt. Like, I don't know. Given that we're an autocracy, what exactly are the peons now? Because I feel like monarchy goes with peasants. What does autocracy go with? Are we gonna have bureaucrats? Is everyone else gonna be a bureaucrat and Gabe just the leader? I don't know. I don't really like bureaucracy. Bureaucracy is kind of disgusting, and I feel like completely unnecessary for such a small colony. So perhaps these guys are like, I don't know, underlings. We can say underlings for now. I totally just dropped my teapot. That was the worst. You might ask why I was holding a teapot to begin with. Don't ask a question like that. Look, that's not a good question to ask. Just understand that it fell on the table, and you may or may not have heard it fall on the table, but now you at least know about its existence, so that if you did hear it fall on the table, or had some weird form of, like, I don't know, psychic premonition that would occur, you now understand exactly where we're standing. I think there's actually tea in that teapot, though. There shouldn't be, because it's got to be, like, I don't know, a day old? That is not good. No, that is very bad. Very bad. Anyway, Aiden, good job helping Squirrel. Do you like Squirrel? Does Squirrel like anyone right now? No. Actually, he's pretty happy with a few people. Not 100% certain why everyone dislikes him. I'm gonna guess it has something to do with him being, like, a prisoner of some sort. Does she even know? No, Cherie does not appear to know Squirrel. Aiden doesn't like Squirrel basically just because he's ugly. I see. I see how it is. Can you bring him into the colony, perchance, Aiden? No? Okay, fine. I don't think he'll really join the colony until we manage to have him fix his injuries, because, you know, those are kind of a thing. Nice job, Gabe. Gabe has finally finished the upgrade to the storage facility, at least for the most part. There's still a bit of work that needs to be done, but that's pretty significant. Nice job. Well, with the... I mean, that was a relatively successful episode. Things are getting done, and things are progressing. We're about to have 5 people in the colony, which is basically a new high for the colony. Kind of unfortunate, because that's not very many people, but still. Anyway, for now, that'll bring us to the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Next time, we will return to the colony, hopefully get Squirrel in, the disgusting, vat pilot who's terribly ugly and is probably going to cause terrible problems for the colony. He'll become a member of the great autocracy, and with any hope, we will continue to survive. But until then, thanks for watching, and of course, as always, enjoy the rest of your day.